catching up with AFC Wimbledon's assistant manager Nick Daws. I think the last time we had a chat was via Zoom. Since then, quite a lot's happened in the recruitment process. You must be very pleased with how it's gone.
Yeah, we're really pleased. I think when we set out in March, or the end of March, with a view of trying to get as much work as we could have done possible with the scouts, did we envisage we'd be at this stage? No, I don't think, if we're honest. As I've said before, we did a lot of good work. It's testament to the guys on the ground, the unseen scouts that have worked tremendously well for 4 or 5 month period. That most of the, if not all of the boys that we've brought in have been well scouted, and given Glyn and the coaching staff a group of players to look at, and as a result of that, we've got some really talented boys on board, which is great. Yeah.
And where we're at now, Glyn has possibly hinted maybe 1, maybe 2 more to go still.
Yeah, we're getting closer by the hour, I think, to getting one across the line, which is great. And then off the back of that, we'll see where that leaves us in terms of the budget, to see whether we can get another one in, and we'll have assembled a really well balanced squad, I think, if we can get that done. So it's really, really promising.
And you also hinted at the last time we spoke as well, you're looking at as far as beyond these shores as well. Is that something that, even if it doesn't happen in this window, you'd still keep looking into?
Yeah, I think we've had to look at not just the current situation, and that's when I started 18 months ago initially as head of recruitment. It was to look at the future of the football club, and leave something behind whenever I moved on and was replaced, that would be robust and give plenty of options. Now, obviously COVID's hit, and we've had to focus as close to home as possible, but we have done some work behind the scenes on other markets. We've built some really good contacts, and for the future of the football club, that can only be good. And if in the next window or the following window after that an opportunity comes from a player from abroad, or from Scotland perhaps, or from Ireland, then we're certainly better positioned now than we were, or that we have been in recent times. So that was the objective, and I think we're well on our way to ticking that box as well.
Good. As with regards to the other night, Charlton Athletic, great performance, lots of things to be positive about. For yourself and for Glyn, did it sort of highlight a few things though that we need to tighten up upon our first sort of real look at things there?
Yeah, I think so. I think we did really well in the game. I thought we built into the game quite nicely. We recognised what Charlton were the problems that Charlton were going to cause us, and that's what we always focus on. But we also focus on primarily on our strengths. So there are little bits and pieces. I think we're a tad wasteful in front of goal, especially in the first half. We got the perfect situation in the start of the second half where, straight from their kick-off, Shane McLaughlin did great. He combined with Ryan Longman, and Adam Roscoe got his first goal, which is fantastic for him. So it was a perfect counter-attack goal. So we've worked on a few things in training today, based on what we didn't feel was quite right on Tuesday, and hopefully we'll take that into the game against Oxford and put that right. And but statistically, the number of chances we created in comparison to them, from memory, I don't think there were many times last season where we had more shots, more shots on target, more shots off target than the opposition. We first forced their goalkeeper into 3 or 4 really outstanding saves. The boy looks really talented. And we restricted them to very little. So there were a lot of good things, but we're always striving for better and for more. And I know, as well as Glyn knows, that's the recipe that you need to be a successful team.
Both of the goals, though, very pleasing. I mean, you've worked with Adam Roscoe, and of course as well, you're looking at getting goals from the centre backs getting into positions as well.
Yeah, that was the pleasing one. If anybody was listening to myself and Glyn on the touchline in the first half, and even the second half until we scored, some of the frustration we had around our set plays. The delivery was outstanding. The timing of the movement wasn't quite right. If there's any evidence for Terrell and the other attackers, that timing of the movement and the actual movement itself and the aggression in it is the recipe to scoring from set plays. Then Terrell showed that, so it was really positive. We've been seeing it in training, we've been seeing an improvement in all aspects of our game, but in terms of our set plays, both in both boxes, we've seen an improvement, and we got that against Charlton for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the style of play as well, as you were saying, like vibrant, quick, young players moving the ball quickly down the flanks, getting through the middle as well. That must be very pleasing.
Yeah, it is. I think we've assembled an athletic group of players. The work done by the other staff, Chris and his team and the medical team to keep the boys fit and fresh throughout pre-season has been huge. We've had very little touch wood in terms of issues around that. So to be 6 weeks in and had a full group to work with during that period is fantastic and really important. It's what we set out at the start. It's a key to what myself and Glyn were talking about last October when I came in, but obviously he'd already many thoughts around that. So that's really good, because you can I've had experiences of going into pre-season and you only need to pick up one or two little niggly injuries that set people back for a week or two, and your whole pre-season is disrupted. So that's a massive pat on the back for the guys to have helped us with that and to have led on it. And yeah, we if we're going to be successful, we're going to take the club to another level. We need to have more than one way of winning. And again, we've not seen Ollie Palmer yet. We know that Joe Piggott can be a target man. We know we've got players that can show what they showed against Charlton, but also if we need to dig in and grind something out, then we need to be able to do that as well. So we know that it's a long season, and the best teams are those that have many ways to win.
And of course, you've coached at QPR previously. The boys are settling in very quickly to the new temporary surroundings.
Sure.
Glyn's hinted at the fact as well that we're going to make a few little tweaks there as well, just to make them feel a little bit more at home whilst we're there.
Yeah, I think so. I think the important thing was to get the friendly against them, which gave them a little feel before the AFL Trophy game. To then get a win in the first game there is massively important. But yeah, we need to create a homely atmosphere. We need to turn as much of the stadium as we can in limited ways into Plough Lane, really, I guess. I think by playing there will help the transition to Plough Lane, rather than going from playing at Kings Meadow, and then going straight into a brand new stadium with a fantastic pitch in a different environment. I think that will hopefully send us in good stead as well. But yeah, Glyn's right. He asked us on Tuesday just to get our thinking caps on about what we might do. So we've had some ideas that we'll put into to getting it right and creating that environment for the boys.
So we come off the back of a very good win against Charlton Athletic, going into the Carabao Cup against Oxford United. How are we shaping up in terms of team news?
Yeah, we're all good. We've a couple of little bit of aches and strains from Tuesday night. 3 boys had fully modified training, so they were off their feet. They'd taken a couple of knocks, nothing major. More so the boys that have had long periods out of the game, out of the team. Last season, or some of the newer boys that are not used to, full-time training or playing 90 minutes and then playing again the following Saturday. So great session. Everybody joined in apart from 3. Those boys are not any concern whatsoever. Glyn will pick a team for the weekend which he feels is capable of winning the game, and also I would have thought with in mind the game against Northampton a week on Saturday, which will be a different test completely. Just
a couple of things. I mean, is Jack Rodoni is he okay with his concussion?
Yeah, no. Jack's protocol is I don't think he can join in training until Tuesday of next week, I believe. I saw him briefly. So he's got to go through that protocol. He's got a visitation with a consultant to just sign him off, and then he'll be back in. But he's a young fit lad who's missed a few weeks, so he'll pick up that quite quickly. So it's a shame for him, because he was finished the season in that engine room, which has now become probably the most competitive part of the team at the moment. With the 6 guys that we've got in there, so yeah, it's frustration for him, but he's a good player and he'll be back on the grass soon and fit and raring to go.
And we've got Jarko Oxenen's away on international duty, is he?
Yeah, Jako's away, so obviously he missed Tuesday night's game. He's not available for the weekend. He'll be back with us in the midpoint of next week, with a view to being in the squad against Northampton.
And as for the game itself against Oxford, the last time we were there, we were a little bit disappointed with the outcome of that. Since then, a lot has changed in terms of both sets of playing staff. They've lost, Mackie and Dickey now, so we go there with a new sense of hope and going there and getting a result. Yeah,
I think the two games. One of the first game, obviously I was involved in both as assistant manager. The first game I thought we were really pleased with, at home, away from home. We had a slight tweak in the team that didn't quite work out. They were firing on all cylinders. Very good side on full throttle, but still disappointed to lose the game in the manner that we did. But it was the only game I think in my time since October that we were really disappointed in the fact that we weren't competitive. So hopefully there hasn't been an instance of that since that game, and hopefully there won't be an instance of that again. But we respect Oxford, we respect the way they play. But I think we are, as again goes back to what I said, I think we're better equipped this season to deal with different opposition, different formations, different styles of play, and we'll have the mentality to be able to go away from home and have the confidence to win.
And of course they got on a real run. They got to in terms of just missing out on promotion via the playoffs as well. But for ourselves, in terms of this competition, we want to improve on our record in this competition as well, don't we?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really difficult season. A lot of games, a lot of Tuesday night games. But if you have that positive mentality and you have a fit, young, athletic group, that should stand us in good stead. Now we know there are going to be a few issues along the way. We're not stupid enough to think that we're going to go through the full season fit and fresh and having a fully fit squad available to us. But there's nothing like winning games, and there's nothing like turning up on the following 2 days' time, knowing that you're preparing for the next game where you're going to go and try and win. And the old adage is, if you do lose, you want to get back on the horse pretty quickly and get going again. But one thing that we know is this group is so positive and so enthusiastic that it'll bounce back, as it did from the group that got beat on previous Saturday in the in-house game. A lot of those players that played on the losing team in that game played against Charlton on Tuesday night. So they certainly bounced back and didn't have any residual disappointment, like we didn't after we got beat by QPR. So I think that's a real plus point for us.
Good to hear. Nick, great catching up with you.
You're welcome.
Good luck Saturday.
Cheers. Thanks, Rob.